appreciate Tom asking me to come and play the part of Caesar. My name is Duane Burnett, and I'm a photojournalist and social media network with a small family of about 2 million people online. About 7,000 Sunshine Coast friends on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and Pinterest. It's a long list, and I just try to hub the coast and help the community out, share their events and empower them and make this the greatest place on earth and the greatest earth in the universe. So tonight I'm going to be Caesar, and I'm going to read a few of the excerpts from Shakespeare's Caesar. All right. Let's start with some background. The tragedy of Julius Caesar, also known simply as Julius Caesar, is a tragedy by William Shakespeare, believed to have been written in 1599. It portrays the 44 BC conspiracy against the Roman dictator Julius Caesar. And it talks about his assassination, I can never say that word very well, his assassination and the defeat of the conspirators at the Battle of Philippi. It is one of several Roman plays that Shakespeare wrote based on true events from Roman history, which also include Coriolanus, I did practice to say that, and Antony and Cleopatra. Although the title is Julius Caesar is not the most visible character in its action. He appears in only 3 scenes and is killed at the beginning of the 3rd act. Marcus Brutus speaks more than 4 times as many lines, and the central psychological drama is his struggle between the conflicting demands of honor, patriotism, and friendship. A lot like Seashell Council meetings. Okay, so this next part is from Cassius, and he is trying to persuade his friend Brutus that Julius Caesar is a tyrant. Cassius: why, man, he doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus, and we petty men walk under his huge legs and peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. Men at some time are masters of their fates. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves that we are underlings. Brutus and Caesar, what should be in that Caesar? Why should that name be sounded more than yours? Write them together. Yours is as fair a name. Sound them. It doth become the mouth as well. Weigh them. It is as heavy. Conjure with them. Brutus will start a spirit as soon as Caesar. Now, in the names of all gods at once, upon what meat does this our Caesar feed, that he has grown so great? Age, thou art shamed. Rome, thou hast lost the breed of noble bloods. When went there by an age since the great flood, but it was famed with more than one, with one man. When could they say till now that talked of Rome, that her wide walls encompassed but one man? Now it is Rome indeed, and room enough, when there is in it but one man only. Oh, you and I have heard our fathers say, there was a Brutus once that would have brooked the eternal devil to keep his state in Rome as easily as a king. And we've all heard of Antony, and this is Antony's, one of Antony's speeches from Shakespeare, and I think you'll all recognize this one. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man. So are they all honorable men. Come, I speak to you in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he has ambition. And Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When that the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious. And Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal. I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he thrice refused. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious. And sure, he is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withhold you then to mourn for him? Oh, judgment! Thou art fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till it come back to me. Up with your heads. Oops, wrong era.
Heads or hands?
All right, this next one is by Antony as well. Is everyone doing okay? Do you need a drink down there? Fill her up? Should have just brought the bottles of wine right to the table, right? All right, Antony. But yesterday the word of Caesar might have stood against the world. Now lies he there, and none so poor to him reverence. O masters, if I were disposed to stir your hearts and minds to mutiny and rage, I should do Brutus wrong and Cassius wrong, who, you all know, are honorable men. I will not do them wrong. I rather choose to wrong the dead, to wrong myself and you, than I will wrong such honorable men. But here's a parchment with the seal of Caesar. I found it in his closet. 'Tis his will. Let but the commons hear this testament, which, pardon me, I do not mean to read. And then they would go and kiss dead Caesar's wounds, and dip their napkins in his sacred blood. Ye beg a hair of him for memory, and, dying, mention it within their wills, bequeathing it as a rich legacy unto their issue. That's Antony. All right, we're going to do some famous quotations from Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, which is a treasure trove of quotations that have become a part of present-day culture. And here is the top 10. And I'm going to start with number 10 first, just because I want to. I think I've been watching too much Late Night with David Letterman. All right, this was Brutus, number 10. Not that I love Caesar less, but but that I loved Rome more. Number 9, Brutus again. Let's carve him as a dish fit for the gods. Number 8, Antony. This was the most unkindest cut of all. That happens at Christmas dinner, doesn't it? Number 7 is by Cassius. Men at some time are masters of their fates. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves, that we are underlings. Number 6 by Antony. This was the noblest Roman of them all. Number 5 by Caesar. Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. Number 4 by Casca. It was Greek to me. I had to think about that one a few times. Number 3 is by Antony. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. Angry bunch, aren't they? Caesar, and our number 2, et tu, brute? Then fall Caesar. And number 1 on the top list is by Soothsayer, and it's why we're having this wonderful dinner with the Seashell Rotarians tonight. The theme of our dinner, beware the Ides of March. There we go. We got through that pretty good. And thank you to my friend Trish, my fabulous photographer and paparazzi.
And his only friend that would get dressed up like this.